Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode of the CODEX podcast. My name is Tim the Terrible. This beautiful man is Sal the Slab Guy, who will be running chat tonight. And down below is Dan the Kelly Art. Ladies and gentlemen, do we have a show for you? It is all hail Doom. All that static that you're hearing. Oh, we just lost Dan. Doom was not impressed.
Yeah, Doom said nope.
There we go. Well, Sal's got chat until Dan comes back, and then Dan, I guess, will take it over from there.
Yep.
All right.
While we're here, we got someone looking in on us.
Ooh, we got the eyes that are watching, ladies and gentlemen.
That's Jamie.
Better be on our best behavior. But we have got an amazing show for you tonight. We've got the hottest comic news with the rundown. We have random panel of the week. There, the man of the hour is.
Sorry, I had to jump out and jump back in so I could have access to be in charge of the chat.
Nope, that is
you got it.
I love
chat
you.
Is yours.
Anyway. But anyways, we've got the hottest comic news of the week for you right here. We've got what's coming up in the docket for Codex. We've got random panel of the week, and it's fantastic. I love it. And our review of Doom #1. Sal, you want to give that a nice little rundown twirl?
Sure.
So there it is.
I do. There we go.
Perfect.
So this is the book we're covering. Writer is Jonathan Hickman, Sanford Green, and the artist is also Sanford Green. This is a one-shot, and it is Doom is all alone and must save the Marvel universe.
Ooh, sounds interesting. Sounds confusing, but we'll get into that later tonight, ladies and gentlemen. As of right now, though, let's go ahead and get on with the rundown. All right, so tonight's rundown goes as follows. Lots of news. We're going to try and cover as much of it as we can. Giancarlo Esposito reveals big plans for his MCU role. What could that be? I have no idea. TMNT and Masters of the Universe are set to star in a new series coming in the future. Batman The Long Halloween gets a finalization to the trilogy as a ode to Tim Sale, who passed away, one of the original co-creators. WandaVision sequel is confirmed as the MCU's 2026 show. And Dan just put this in the chat a couple minutes before, in our group message, a couple minutes before we got started. And that's Nicholas Galitzine cast as He-Man for the live-action Masters of the Universe. All right, so let's talk about that, gentlemen. What do you guys want to go over first?
Well, I don't think he's cast as He-Man. I think he's cast as Prince Adam.
Yeah, the article that you sent said it was He-Man, but I mean both characters are the same.
Well, it says that in
what?
It says that in the title of it, and when I kind of skimmed it, it said cast as Prince Adam. So okay. I don't know. I would assume it would be.
Yeah, because
for both, but
the article didn't exactly go through a whole lot of what was going on. Like they talked about the director Trevor Knight, and then this was the only casting that's been made official.
So they have a release date.
I never heard of this kid. So
2026, and it's being produced through Amazon/MGM. So it's getting a theatrical release.
Oh,
yeah,
interesting.
I never heard of this kid. I'll have to look him up and see, but for me, I just threw it in there because I was like, that's interesting. But,
well, I know
they've been announcing a Masters of the Universe movie for like a decade now, and it never happens. And they've announced directors before, and they've announced, this guy's going to play He-Man, and it's never worked out. So, you know what? We'll see. If it does go through, then they absolutely have to cast Dolph Lundgren as King Randor.
I was going to say, they have to.
This movie's been stuck in development hell, like you said, Dan, for a long time. Like Kevin Smith was even attached for the live action version, but he made his way to do the animated stuff on Netflix, which was met with mixed reviews. Okay, so the 80s Masters of the Universe movie, as bad as people say it is, I love that movie. I grew up with that movie as a kid, and I went to the theaters.
Terrible,
it is.
It's such a Star Wars ripoff that there's a drinking game you can play where you can like take a shot every time it blatantly rips off Star Wars. But you know,
That's alcohol poisoning in the first 5 minutes.
But you know, it didn't really have a full budget because you know
True.
the reason that Superman 4 and that movie sucked as much as they did is because they took half the budget for Superman 4 so they can make Masters of the Universe so they could like try and get double their dollars worth. I don't know. And both movies were the worst for it. But you know, you look at like what you read about what the script was for Masters of the Universe beforehand, and you're like, that's got some pretty cool stuff in it. And you know, there was supposed to be a scene at the end where they were going to have this like trophy room or something in Eternia. And when you walk through it, you would see stuff and you'd realize like, oh, Eternia is just Earth, like in the far, far, far future.
Ooh, interesting.
Because it was going to have stuff in the trophy room that was going to be like relics of modern day Earth.
Well, like the original script writer for Masters of the Universe, the original one too, wasn't that like heavily based on Kirby's
Fourth World?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know, but I mean, Frank Langella was really like chewed up scenery of Skeletor, you know, and they had that scene at the end when he, you know, before post credit scenes were like really a big thing where he pops his head up out of the, you know, whatever the liquid was. He's like, I'll be back. It's like, no, you won't, because this movie's not going to make any money. But they were planning for it to have a sequel.
He was great as Skeletor. I loved that movie. It was so
He'll
amazing.
be back only in reruns.
That's right. And remastered Blu-ray releases. Right? Yeah, and the Tom Paris from Voyager, I don't know the actor's name.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Gwildor.
Gwildor.
Because they didn't have enough money to do Orko.
The heavy product placement for KFC. Sticking with Masters of the Universe, TMNT and Masters of the Universe are to star in a new series. Will you guys want to go over that a little bit?
I think it's the Turtles go to Eternia and they have to battle Skeletor, and I'm sure Skeletor is going to find a way to like team up with Shredder or something. I don't know.
Wow, that's wonderful. Is it anything that you're excited for?
I mean, I'm not, but my buddy's a bigger Masters of the Universe fan than I am, so he's going to buy him because he's working on his complete run of all the Masters of the Universe books.
So here's the article. It's from CBR, and it's written by Sam Feng. Dark Horse, Mattel, Nickelodeon, and IDW announce a major crossover event that sees TMNT team up with He-Man in a fight against Skeletor. The article goes on to say Dark Horse Comics, in collaboration with all the other ones I just mentioned, announced an epic new crossover series that sees the Ninja Turtles meet up with He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. And CBR has an exclusive first look at the series titled Masters of the Universe / TMNT Turtles of Grayskull.
I imagine with that many fingers in the pot that like when the writer finished the script, he's like, all right, let me mail this off to 3 dozen
Too many cooks.
Yeah.
Too
it
many
reminds me of the Turtles and Batman crossover comic.
The first one was good. The first one was really good. The other two after that, not so much.
Yeah. There was an animated one as well. I'm not sure if that actually followed in book 1 or not. I don't have those.
So I'm looking at the variant covers, and ladies and gentlemen, if you go on to CBR,
variant covers. Did you say variants?
The A cover looks cool. The B cover does not. But that is, I think, from the artist that created Usagi Yojimbo. I could be wrong on that. Then there's this is a toy selling all the way. Written by Tim Seeley, artwork by Freddie E. Williams II, colors by Andrew Dahlhaus, letters by And World Design, with cover art by Freddie E. Williams II and Andrew Dahlhaus, and variant cover artwork by Stan Sakai and Emi Fuji and Alex Zirit. So there you go.
Well, you know where the real money from the movie is made? Merchandising.
Merchandising.
That's what they're doing. They're going to target the toys. That's where they're going to make their money.
Baseballs, the cereal.
They already did toys. That's why they're doing the comic. They did the Turtles of Grayskull toys already.
Spaceballs, the
Okay.
flamethrower.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for.
All right, and let's see here. What else do we got on the docket? Batman: The Long Halloween gets a finale to the two previous in remembrance of Tim Sale. I'm excited about that. That looks good.
TJ.
I
What's
thought
up,
that team
TJ?
up already happened in Hulk 180. It absolutely did. Like it was a backup story.
Everything happened in Hulk 180, okay?
It happened in the letters page.
There you go. But yeah, Batman: The Long Halloween gets a finale to make this a wonderful trilogy. Jeff Loeb and Sale, they did amazing work with The Long Halloween. That is
Absolutely.
God, that I think goes down as one of the greatest Batman stories ever told.
Oh yeah.
With this third and final piece to make it the trilogy. How do you guys feel about that?
Oh, I'm digging that. I can't wait for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Jeff Loeb said in the release about it that this was something that him and Tim Sale had already been planning on doing.
Yeah.
Before he passed away, that they'd already kind of, not that it was like written, but they'd already talked about it and kind of hashed out what the ideas were going to be. And then he passed away, and it just kind of sat for the past couple years. And he decided, like, all right, it's finally time to do this. And see, I don't know how that. I know they said it's going to be a tribute to Tim Sale too.
Yeah.
So I don't know exactly what they have planned for that.
So I know, according to the article, which again is on CBR.com, and this one also was written by Sam Feng, he goes on to say that the new part of the story is titled The Last Halloween, and it will celebrate the legacy of Tim Sale, one of the original creators of the series. He goes on to talk about when it originally premiered and all of that stuff. The debut issue of this final series. It's a 10-part mystery that picks up after 2021's Batman: The Long Halloween special, and it will debut September 25th of this year.
I think it's a bunch of different artists too. So
yes,
isn't Rizzo one of them? Like his style is kind of similar to Tim Sale's.
Yeah. So written obviously by Jeff Loeb with artwork by Eduardo Rizzo, Dave Stewart, and Richard Starkings. Cover art is done by Tim Sale with a variant cover done by Eduardo Rizzo. Not bad. Yeah, this is one I'm excited about. I think this will be great. I have the Long Halloween Noir edition over there, and I think that's absolutely cool. I know the colors are a major part of the story, but seeing it in just black and white looks equally as awesome to me.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'll pick it up.
Yeah. All right, let's get to our last piece of news real quick. This one I'm kind of curious about. This is more speculation than anything, ladies and gentlemen. But Giancarlo Esposito reveals that he has big plans for the role he's been cast in for the Marvel Cinematic Universe. We have talked about that briefly in chat. Some of us are saying Doom. Others have said other characters that he could possibly be. But the one thing that Esposito says is that his character will have a branch off series. So it's got to be somebody big.
Yeah.
So theoretically, well, he didn't say that he would be the star of a branch off series. He just said he would be in a branch off series, right?
Ooh, okay.
So,
because I was under the impression, like when I read that, it was like his character is going to get a series.
I mean, I don't know. I guess we'll know when we actually see it. So,
yeah.
I mean, if he said he was going to be introduced and then branch off into that. So, I mean, what movies does Marvel have coming out somewhat soon that it would be? There's
Fantastic
Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yeah.
There's Deadpool and Wolverine. There's Captain America after that.
Yeah.
And then I mean
New World Order.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm thinking I got an idea there.
All the other stuff that's on the horizon hasn't even started filming yet. I think it's just those two. Unless he's going to be like
Thunderbolts is in the middle of being filmed right now.
Yeah. Which one is
Thunderbolts?
Thunderbolts. Yeah. I forgot about that one. I was going to say unless if he's in one of those or I don't know, unless he's in the Wonder Man series, maybe he plays Wonder Man's agent and then he gets his own
Sal, your gears are turning there, buddy. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking you know what he would be really good at. And I'm not really speculating that this is what he'll be in this whatever role that he's in, but
Yeah,
Baron Zemo, he would be an
we already
excellent
have
Baron
a
We
Zemo.
already have Baron Zemo, though.
Right, but he would. I don't know. He could be a variant. Come on, he
Ooh,
could be
now
a variant action
Keith
there.
has a very good point. Guessing you'll be
Mis-
Mr. Sinister.
That would be good.
I-
I was going to say, I don't know that he could be Baron Zemo. He's a good actor. I don't know if he could play a German, though. Like, you know,
Well, I don't know. I think he could pull it off.
Okay, so
I know he was petitioning to play Professor X. I don't really like him.
I don't think he'll be
No.
Professor X.
I don't.
I don't like
in
him for
the-
that role either. He's got to be
I
a bad
don't like
guy
him
to me.
for. I don't like him for Doctor Doom. You know.
You don't
Again,
think
like unless they drastically change Doom, I don't know that Giancarlo Esposito can play an Eastern European.
there's that too. Okay, so Mr. Sinister, Keith,
That would be a good
seems
one.
like the
Yeah,
biggest
true.
the biggest one so far. Okay.
I'd
Well-
rather. I mean, he plays all these villain roles. Like, I'd kind of like to see him play a good guy. I mean, I remember
so
back in the
good
day
at it.
when he was on. You know, he played a cop on Homicide: Life in the Street. You know,
Yeah.
granted that was 30 years ago.
You know the first movie I ever saw him in was
What?
Maximum Overdrive.
Your favorite movie?
That's right. He's the guy. He's the arcade guy. The guy that gets zapped by the arcade machine. He has one line in the whole movie, and he says "your mama," and that's it. That's his whole
So,
line.
yeah, I don't know, He would be good as Mr. Sinister. I just, you know, and he said it's a role that people aren't expecting. So I'm gonna guess it's not Professor X, since he's talked about is wanting to do Professor X.
Yeah.
Which I don't really see him being great in that role.
Okay, so chat, think about that for a second, and we will too. What's a role that we wouldn't expect that he could potentially play in the MCU? Let us know what you think in the chat.
He's gonna
All
be
right.
Wolverine.
Yeah, there you go. That's done. Done. Wolverine. No, he's gonna be Honey Badger.
Do you think they'll bring him on as Kang, as a variant of Kang?
Ooh.
He-
All
you
right.
know,
Okay.
he would be
I
good.
love
I mean,
speculating. So
again, it's another villain role, but yeah,
right.
he would be good as Kang.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and move right along to tonight's sponsor for the Codex podcast, and that is none other than my local comic shop, Nirvana Comics. Give me 2 seconds here, and I'll pop some information up there for you. Head over to their website, nirvanacomicsknoxville.com, ladies and gentlemen. And yes, they do ship across the entire continental United States. They just put on their Facebook page, which is Nirvana Comics Knoxville. All their socials are that. They just put the cover out for their exclusive cover for Scarlet #1, which will be coming out very soon. And you'll see that cover right here on the Codex station. Grant, Jasmine, McKay, the entire Nirvana Comics team, they have a comic for everybody, and they want you to come in there and experience Nirvana Comics right along with them. And if you are in the Knoxville area, ladies and gentlemen, hey, right there's the address. Go ahead and check it out. It's on Kingston Pikes, one of the main streets that go right through town. I'm in there every Saturday in the afternoon. So if you see me, stop in there, say hi, or just walk in and say, hey, Tim from Codex sent me. They'll give you a nice, crisp high five. There you go. Nirvana Comics, ladies and gentlemen. It is the comic shop to go to in the Knoxville area. All right. What if he's still Gus Fringe and he's just that awesome?
You know what? I would love to see him somehow as Gus Fring in the Daredevil show, and it's him going up against the Punisher.
Oh my God.
Wow.
I take it that's his Star Wars character.
No, Gus Fring is the character he played in Breaking Bad, the drug lord.
Oh, the restaurant owner.
Yeah, the one that owned Los Polos Hermanos and was also
That's
the
right.
the drug kingpin,
The best chicken in the West.
the ruthless, heartless drug kingpin too.
Oh,
That'd be cool to see him going up against the Punisher. Oh, what if we're finally, after all the years of rumors, getting Mephisto, and that's who he plays?
Ooh, that would be a great role for him to be in
That would
too.
be.
So
Yeah,
we've got
that would be
Mr.
good.
Sinister, we've got Mephisto,
Kang.
Doctor Doom, Kang. Those are awesome choices right there.
It'd be interesting as Kang because it would be very different than Jonathan Majors, because Jonathan Majors being younger, being like really, really buff in shape,
Yeah.
being physically intimidating, whereas Giancarlo Esposito is older and he just
Mhm.
has that very intimidating presence where it's not so much of a like I'm going to be able to physically beat you up, but just that
Yeah.
intimidating presence, like where I'm, he's going to find a way to win.
Right. Yeah. Oh, wow. Okay, so I'm rooting for Kang at this point. We still haven't seen the Beyonder. Keith, man, just keep pumping them out, dude. I'm writing them down as you say them. So, how much will the price go up if I wear my Alabama garb at Nirvana?
They wouldn't let you in the store, sir.
That's there's no UT stuff around the shop proper, so I think you'll be okay. But yeah, just wear your Alabama underwear. Don't wear a shirt or anything like that. You thought I was dead, but I'm not. Ladies and gentlemen, Son of the Writer on Twitter. Let's welcome him into the chat. He's a new member of the Codex station. Let's give him a big round of applause.
Welcome.
What's up, Sonny?
Yep. All right, but we got something great. Sonny, you're missing out on this, buddy, because we got an
missing out.
awesome random panel of the day. No high five for me. No, sir. It'll be a turkey tap. That'll be about it.
Turkey tap.
Yeah, there you go. Happy Thanksgiving.
Gobble, gobble, bitches.
What's the capital of China? It's a random panel of the week. Dan, you wanna explain what you gave me here?
Oh, I mean, it's pretty clear what's going on, right? It's Cyborg, letting everybody know that they got two people out there looking for Dick, and you see the expression on Starfire's face there. So, they got two people out there looking for Dick. If anyone's wondering why Sonny and Gary are not on the show tonight,
this is why. This is why.
Holy shit!
Maybe they're out looking for Dick.
I hope they find it, or him, or whatever it is, right?
Sonny, you can let us know in the chat how the search is going.
Yep.
Damn. So now we
Gary,
got two people.
Mr. IT guy, Gary, he can't respond right now because he's too busy.
He's busy
looking for Dick.
Right, he's gonna have a lot to say tomorrow. I won't be on that episode with you guys, so good luck.
I mean, I say it's funny because it's not just the quote of Cyborg saying that, but it's the expression on Starfire's face behind him. Like, what?
Do you care to explain that, Cyborg? No. That's wonderful. That's great. Dick is all good. I bet. Sonny, I'm glad the search is going very well. Uncle Gary out spreading those socials. Man's on a mission.
When you asked me to send you a random panel of the week for it, I have a bunch that are on my phone that I haven't posted yet, but I actually have the random panel of the day on the Comic Character of the Week site on Facebook, because you can go on there and post stuff as timed posts
in advance.
Yeah, in advance. So I've already got the random panel of the week scheduled on there for every day for the next 3 weeks. So I was just scrolling through all right, which one do I want to send? Which one do I want to send? And then as soon as I saw that one, I was like, oh, well, Gary and Sonny aren't on tonight. So that's the one.
That's wonderful. I love it. That's the greatest random panel of the week so far. Let's be honest. We all have comics with Dick on the cover. That's true. Yeah.
I mean, I guess if you just, are sitting around reading comics in the naked, just in the nude, just make sure you don't get a paper cut.
How?
Ladies and gentlemen, TMI.
That's the PSA. That's TMI.
There you go. Is a PSA, don't put your wiener on paper, because you will get a paper cut. So there you go. Moving on, ladies and gentlemen. Let's talk about what's next for Codex. We've got a lot of stuff in the pipeline. Sal, I'm going to give the floor to you, man. You've got some interesting stuff coming for Codex Slab.
Absolutely. So I know everybody in the chat and everybody from our coders out there. We've got a show called Codex Slab,
Hey,
which we talk
coders.
about coders that talks about all our recent slab pickups and stuff that we sent off to be graded, stuff that we've gotten back, or stuff that we picked up that we bought that's been graded. So yes, there is a new kid on the block for a grading service called Expert Grading Services (EGS), and I sent off 2 books to them, got them back, got them. I was
No
actually pretty damn
press, no
close.
clean, no nothing. They were all
No
rolling
nothing.
dice, right?
Roll the dice, throw in, and I sent one in that I knew had damage to it, like it had spine ticks. I knew exactly what was wrong with it, and I wanted to see how they did, how they fared up, and the grades I guessed actually were pretty accurate to what they gave it.
Okay.
So it was very good. I did a video comparing the two to CGC case as well. So I'm not sure when's that slated to come out, because I know I sent that over.
Sometime between now and the end of the year, ladies and gentlemen. My plate is full, but it's soon. It's coming out soon.
Yes.
I mean, look at his head of hair. Do you know how long he has to spend taking care of that hair, and that beard? It's not
fake, ladies and gentlemen. It's fake. It's fake.
That's shampoo, that's conditioner, that's essential oils. That's a lot of time.
How many people have seen Tim without the hat?
Jamie did once, and he told me to put it back on because I looked like my mom. So
okay, just saying, rumors are out there. It's fake. But back to the Codex Slab show. I actually emailed the president of EGS and got him to agree to do an interview with us.
Yeah.
So he'll be on our show. I'm gonna try for June 11th. Oh God, Sonny. Actually, no, I do not. So there you go. June 11th is what I'm going to shoot for, and if that works out in his schedule, there you go. Of course, Dan's got Dick on the cover. Dick slabbed. He's got Dick slabbed.
Wow. This is why we don't get aired anywhere but right here live, ladies and gentlemen.
So we're gonna try for that and see what happens. So stay tuned.
Yeah, and we got someone else coming on the Slab show in the near future too, and that would be Greg from Lithograph Comics.
That's right. I thought he was coming on for a different show. I forgot he was coming on to the Slab show.
He is also going to be on this Saturday for Comics Unleashed.
After dark. So, but he's also going to be on the Slab show too.
Yeah, we're going to have him on a Slab show off. So yeah, you'll be seeing a lot more Lithograph Comics on the Codex station. That's going to be really awesome. As far as comic character of the week, Dan, what other characters are in the docket and any special guests that are coming up in the future?
This week we are doing the Wasp.
And
it's going to be me, Sal, Gary, and Jamie.
Yep.
Next week, what'd you say?
I said that's right. I was just agreeing with you.
All right. And next week is Sergeant Rock. And Gary's best friend, Mike Harbor, is going to be on that episode. Now, you're going to be on that one as well.
Yep. I'll be there for that.
So that'll be a 5-pack on that one. And I don't think the character has been picked for the week after that. The next pickup is Sal's pick. So
no, the week after that is Lettuce Comics.
Lettuce Comics.
That's right. It's Lettuce Comics. And it's going to be the Falcon.
Yep. Falcon.
So there you go, ladies and gentlemen.
It's either going to be Sal's pick, or it's going to be, the winner of the comic character of the day contest. Their pick, so it's going to be one of those. So Sal's got plenty of time to think.
If you haven't entered into that, ladies and gentlemen, you can head over to Comic Character of the Day on Facebook and enter into that. Now I'm wondering how Sonny's action figures really got mangled. That's a story for another day, sir.
That is.
But yeah,
his fiance works in a hospital, right? So he might have had to go to the hospital after having one in a unusual space.
There you go.
Have it removed.
Head over to Comic Character of the Day, ladies and gentlemen. If you haven't already, go ahead and join that conversation right there. Follow them, like the page on Facebook. They got a contest going right now. All you got to do is type in "Pick Me," and you win some comic books, some trades, an opportunity to choose a character for Comic Character of the Week right here on the Codex station and be on that show as well.
Yes.
So there you go.
Yes,
Yeah.
indeed.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have covered the rundown. We've given you an awesome random panel of the day, which I'm going to show you one more time in case you forgot.
We made a lot of dick jokes and a lot of innuendo about Sonny and Uncle Gary.
That is exactly correct. We've talked about what's coming up next for Codex. You've learned all about our sponsor, Nirvana Comics. Now it's time, ladies and gentlemen, to review Doom.
Oh, there you go. You got it.
There it is.
There you go.
All right. So he looks so happy on that cover. I love it.
That's his happy face.
Ladies and gentlemen, Doom #1, the giant-sized one-shot edition. This came out, last week, the week before.
Week. Yeah.
So this is fresh. It's still on comic shelves if you can get it. If you can't, I know it's selling for an exorbitant amount on eBay. But the art, plot, and script go to Sanford Green and Jonathan Hickman. Colors to Rochelle Rosenberg with Sanford Green. Letters by VC's Joe Caramagna. And cover art is also by Sanford Green and Matthew Wilson.
Yes.
All right, Sal, this was your pick. Do you want to give a rundown of what the story's about?
So this is one of those deep philosophical type of books, I think. It talks about it's Valeria rescuing Doom out in space or wherever he is at after just battling Galactus. He is really mortally wounded, and
Now this takes place in the near future, not present day.
No, near future. I would say a little further in the future, but yes.
Yeah.
So, she is able to find him, and with the help of Herbie the robot,
right?
Because she mentions him in there, and you don't actually see him.
Screen grab of that face that Sal made.
God. Anyhow, they managed to save him and figure out what's happening and what's going on. And basically, Galactus is out to destroy the universe type of thing. You remember the ultimate? This is mentioned in the book. You remember the ultimate nullifier? Well, the Celestials have a similar weapon for the entire universe. And
it's like a big giant restart button.
Yes, pretty much. That's pretty much what it is. And Galactus is out to do that, and he is going to face off to fight him on that. Now, the dual meaning in this book, because it pretty much ends in a thing where during the story, Valeria is talking about how all things end. All things eventually come to an end. There's no fighting it. There's no, resetting it or what have you, that type of situation. All things do come to an end. So it's kind of like a dual meaning in this book where what do you do in the face of death? What do you do when the time is ending? What do you do? And the last words are pretty much poetic, saying you just laugh at the face of doom.
Yeah.
And that type of situation. So what do you do when everything is down, you're almost like Rage Against the Night, the dying light. What do you do? How do you handle that type of situation? So they go through a whole thing with that where he's, Doom comes back. He's going to get more power, of course, because it's Doom. He wants more power to fight that fight.
The suit that Valeria builds for him has 3 cosmic cubes in it.
Three cosmic cubes. It's made of Uru, and it's made of vibranium as well. So, I mean, it's a pretty good story. It's not bad. It was a good read, and it makes you think about, life and death, and how you actually choose to live your life and how you face death.
Right. Okay, so Sal, your rating, what do you give it overall, 1 to 10?
1 to 10, I'm going to give this a solid 8.5, 8.5.
8.5.
8.5.
Okay.
What I didn't like about it is some of the artwork was very disheveled. I felt it was, I don't know, a little bit hard to follow in panels. And then there was one section in it where they were talking, and all of a sudden it switched to a sideways panel. Yeah, it's you're reading it along this way, and all of a sudden, boom, it's a sideways panel. It's like, oh, okay, all right, hold on, all right, where was I? And then you have to figure out where the progression of the word or the story is going. and I hate reading stuff out of progression. I start reading like a panel that wasn't next, and I'm like, wait a minute, this doesn't fit, and I have to go back and say, okay,
Right. Yeah.
this is the path of the story right here, and that type of thing. I think 8.5. I think is a fair rating for this because it does make you think about the end.
Okay. All right, Dan. What about you, man? How do you feel about this issue?
I thought it sucked.
Wow.
Tell me why, please.
Wow.
I don't understand.
Are polar opposites.
I don't understand the hype that's for this book. Why it's, like you said, why it's blowing up. There's nothing significant that happens in it. There's no first appearance, last appearance, name change, costume change, anything. It's just, here's a story, and that's it. It doesn't say that it's a what if thing. It doesn't say that it's an alternate universe thing, but it clearly is.
It doesn't give you anything to go off of in the beginning.
No, it doesn't.
It kind of reminds me of in the early 2000s when Marvel was doing all those The End books for characters, and like some of them got miniseries, and like the Punisher got a one shot. Some of them got that. X-Men had like 3
got a one shot too,
yeah, like, you know, it kind of where it was like, here's the end of this character. It kind of reminds me of that, like, you know, Doom the End. But, you know, I thought that it was too much story for one shot, for one book, that you know, it's all this big stuff that happens in it, and it just glosses over all of it super quick. Like, you know, the stuff with Galactus, and he loses his mind, and then he comes to Earth, and all the heroes, you know, and all the villains team up, and they go after him, and it's just like, oh, and he beat them all, and then it's like one panel, and they're all dead. And, you know, it rushes through that. It rushes through this thing of Doom going off to fight him and getting beaten, and like everything that happens in it, it's just so rushed. Like this, you know, it's an interesting idea, but it's too much story for a one-shot book. It should be at least a 4-issue miniseries.
Well, that's funny you say that, because Jamie and I were talking about this book today, and he said that the script that was written by Sanford Green was enough to fill 12 issues or more, and they brought Hickman in, and he picked a whole bunch of stuff out of it and condensed it down to those 51 pages.
Yeah, well, they shouldn't have condensed it down. I don't know about 12 issues. I think that would have been tedious, but you know, like Valeria, she's just in space, and she's the only one that survived. Okay, it doesn't even say how that happened. It's just she's just there, and like all this stuff just kind of happens. So it kind of makes me wonder why, if this guy's got this 12 issues, which I didn't even know that, but if he's got a script for 12 issues, why do you condense it down to one? Like, there's got to be some kind of in between. And why is Jonathan Hickman the one doing that? Like, his stuff is always so overblown and tedious itself, you know,
to take something this grand and bring it down to here.
He's normally the one that would take like a 1-issue story and be like, I'm going to expand this into 6 issues. Be like, well, this is boring as hell to read. You know, it's weird that he's doing the opposite with this. But I thought it was some interesting ideas, but it just flies through everything. You don't really have a chance, you know, to get into it.
They were focusing more, I think, on the dual meaning of the whole situation. And that's why I think they glossed over a lot of that. There's no
I didn't get any of that dual meaning stuff from it. It just, again, they just went through it too quick for anything to have any, you know, there was no impact of anything that was in it. It, like, you know, you were talking about, clearly there was supposed to be this impact and this meaning, but it rushed through it. You know, nothing really hit. It was just like, okay, and this happened, and then they go to fight at the end, and then, you know, him and Galactus are going to, like, you know, hit each other, and then it's just, oh, it's over. I'm like, that's it? That's how it ends? What kind of bullshit is this? And then, you know, the artwork in it,
bullshit. Bullshit flag.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
The artwork in it to me was very unimpressive.
Yeah, I'll agree with you on that.
It was detailed, but it just wasn't very good. I didn't like the artwork at all. And the end, or after it ended, and it's got like pages and pages and pages of all these,
Hey, Joe, good to see you,
What's up,
buddy.
champ? Welcome to the show.
like all these pages of all these character sketches he did, and I was looking at it like,
Yeah.
why are all of these here? Like, he's got character sketches for all these Marvel characters that appeared in like 3 panels. Like,
Yeah. I
like
agree.
why? It's like this is just here to to add a couple extra pages to it to justify the price point.
Joe says, I agree. It felt like a story I've read before and had all the tropes. How do you feel about that? Is that accurate?
Yeah, I'd say so. It's it's Doom being Doom, and it just
I do not survive.
To me, it just rushes through everything. Nothing has a chance to have an impact. It's a good idea that that is executed very, very poorly. So for me, I would rate it 4 out of 10.
4 out of 10. Wow.
And it only gets a 4 because I think the ideas that it has are good. It should have just been it should have been a longer series.
Yeah.
And I picked it up off the shelf and was considering buying it, and now I'm very glad that I didn't.
Well, there you go. Okay, so my thoughts on this. I was confused when I read this because I didn't know. I knew it wasn't continuity, right? Joe says the book is going for 25 on the aftermarket, which is ridiculous. There's no reason for it to be that expensive.
It's not a low print run. It's nothing significant that happens in it.
It's Doom. Doom demands the money.
Doom should have demanded a good story.
That's true.
He should have demanded a good book.
Doom does not need a story. He just needs to be.
Doom needs to be. Doom does not story. Doom is.
Doom
but
is.
But yeah, when I started reading this, I was confused. Like, I didn't know where this fell in. It felt to me like a Sins of Sinister, right? Like I knew it had to take place sometime in the future, but I didn't even come to that realization until a couple of pages in. The writing, like Sanford Green, whatever he had before Hickman got a hold of it, and I love Hickman's stuff. I'm a big fan of Hickman's stuff, but whatever Sanford Green had before he got a hold of it, whether editorial said we only want a one shot, we don't want a full series, give the man the series. Let's see what the hell this could have been. 4 to 6, 8 issues, 12 issues even. Shit. Give us a Doom series. The last one was him running around New York City and all that stuff. I want something cosmic and epic and all of that stuff. And we saw pieces of that in here, but we didn't see Days of Doom. Yeah.
See, I'm the opposite. I don't like Hickman. Like, I thought his X-Men stuff was bad. His Avengers run was terrible. Like, I'd have to go back pretty far to find something of his that I liked, and this is not changing my mind at all.
Well, there you go. But yeah, so the story had me confused halfway through, and then Dan, I am 100% in agreement with you that it glossed over so damn much that they could have done another 13 pages to give it 64 pages and given us a little bit more. What was that comment again? What'd Joe say? Joe says, I love Hickman's FF and his Image stuff. I did not read any of his X-Men, coming back to X-Men with the relaunch. Yeah, I didn't read any of his X-Men either. I'm coming in on the relaunch too. But I did enjoy his Avengers stuff. I enjoyed Infinity. I'm enjoying Ultimate Spider-Man.
I like his X-Men stuff.
Yeah, I haven't read it.
I haven't.
But the story itself, even with all the glossing over and the pieces that just made it confusing in the beginning, the recap that the 51 pages is still pretty solid to me. And though I'm not going to give it an 8.5 like Sal did, or a low score 4 like Dan, I'm going to go more around the 7.5 range. It's 51 pages. After you hear from somebody that it is not main continuity, the book kind of makes sense, and it's more of a recap of things that happened all the way up until the end. I agree the ending sucks. I was not happy with that at all. But overall, 7.5. The artwork, however, I wasn't as pleased with. I don't like that quick sketch type artwork. I am
Yeah.
not a fan of that at all.
I agree.
Like where the close-ups are really detailed, but even then there's still kind of quick sketch stuff, and then the background artwork is just this whatever it is. I'm not a fan of it. I don't like it, and I think that they could have used a different artist than Sanford Green on this. Stick to writing, buddy. The artwork, it's not my cup of tea. It may be other people's, but I'm not a big fan of it. So the artwork got a 6 out of 10 for me on that, with an overall score of a 6.75 out of 10. I like you said, Dan and Joe in the chat, I have no effing clue why this book is exploding on the secondary market. There is no reason for it whatsoever. There's the only thing that I could even remotely think of is the armor he puts on. And that does not justify a $25 aftermarket charge.
If you've got a copy of it, sell it now. Get your money while you can,
Yeah.
because the book is going to drop like every other modern key that comes out.
Unless you get the variant Hildebrandt Masterpieces cover. Keep that one because that's cool.
Yeah,
But
none of those ratio variants are going to be worth anything in 5 years.
no, God no, they're not going to be
Once
worth
it gets
anything.
far enough out that people forget, the 1 in 50, 1 in 100, like forget that, like they're not going to hold value.
I have a 1 per store Fantastic Four variant here that has John Romita Jr. artwork on it. That book ain't worth nothing, and it's a 1 per store. Right, that book should hold some weight, and it definitely does not. But all right,
very few that will.
Yeah,
that McFarlane 1 per store with the Spawn thing, that probably will. But
that's going for quite a bit right now. Most of them autographed. But
all of them, all of it. He autographed all of them.
Oh,
but
well, there you go.
That'll be one of the few that I think holds some type of value.
But all right, Dan, you give Doom #1. I wait a year at least to buy ratio variants. That's good advice right there, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep.
Dan, you
really grab my. It's got to be a good price point and really make me go like, wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
For me to want to get, like, I do very rarely. Like, I got a Cobra Commander one, and every once in a while I will, but I can't buy those like $50 and $100 ratio variants, like,
because they don't hold their value at all.
If I had $100 to just randomly drop on a book, like, I'd go out and buy the first Gambit, or the first, the first appearance of a significant character that will only go up.
So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Just get the A cover. It's cool anyways. Dan, you give this issue, Doom #1, the giant-sized one-shot from 2024, a 4 out of 10. Sal, you give this an 8.5, and I give this a 6.75 out of 10. All right, ladies and gentlemen, next week on the Codex podcast, Sonny will be coming back, and it'll be Sonny, myself, and Uncle Gary, and we will be reviewing Marvel 1985. But Sal, on the week that you come back, sir, what would you like Sonny, I, and you to review?
To be determined.
Negative. Negative. I gave you the whole episode.
I know, but we were so caught up in this Doom. Oh gosh.
That's a negative, Ghost Rider.
You know what? Let's do Ghost Rider Final Vengeance.
Ghost Rider Final
Vengeance #1, and we'll see what the arc is with that.
How many issues is that?
Oh, it's not too. It's pretty fresh, so I want to say it's only like 3 issues out.
Oh, okay. Is it finished? Is it completed or no?
No, it is not.
We need a completed story, sir.
Really? You really need that?
Needs to be complete.
You can't really review a series that doesn't, because what are you going to say? Because it could be great until the end, and then the end could be terrible.
Do you want to stick with Ghost Rider?
No, we'll choose. Because I'm not conforming here with everybody. I'll just, I'll choose something and I'll let you know. All right.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen,
it's going to be a mystery.
Issues.
Mystery. June 12th. Sal will be back on the podcast and we'll know what we're going to review then. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to get out of here. It's been an awesome show tonight. Sal, Dan, thank you so much for sitting with me tonight. It is wonderful as always. Before we get out of here, let's go ahead and pay some bills real quick. Ladies and gentlemen, we got all the socials, and as Uncle Gary says, we would love nothing more than to give them to you. At the Codex Station, your favorite social media platform, and where we're live streaming right now. Please make sure to hit the like, share, subscribe, and follow. That is honestly the best way that you can support a channel like this, so that way we can continue to put this content out all the time, every time for you. Chat, as always, thank you guys so much for being in there and engaging with us tonight. That's what we look forward to the most. TJ, thank you, man. Awesome to see you in here. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure to head over to thecodexstation.com for all your Codex needs. Get some merch, meet the team, and so much more. Once again, thecodexstation.com, ladies and gentlemen. All right, we're getting out of here. My name is Tim the Terrible. This beautiful man over here is Sal the Slab Guy. And down below is the road manager for the curator of the Library of Comics, Dan the Kelly Art. This is the Codex Podcast right here on the Codex Station. We've got two beautiful words that we need to hear, Chad. If you want to type those in there, I'd love to see it. Otherwise, Dan, Sal, do you know what they are?
Gaping holes.
Oh, thank you. So wonderful. Gives me a shudder every time.
It does. It does.
I don't see any back there, though. Oh, there we go. I can't handle it anymore. We love you guys, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see you next week. Well, no, we'll see you tomorrow. But yeah, the podcast.
We'll see you tomorrow. The podcast will see you next week.
Yeah, but either way, I love you. I know you love me, and we'll see you